Welcome to another exciting day at COP Institute. Last time I promised that I'll be talking about various skills and abilities. I also mentioned that we may look at some common attitudes and maybe some approaches to change. And before I can go on about the skills and abilities, I would like to look at what a person is made of. A person is made of body, mind, and soul or spirit. As I mentioned, the body deals with the physiological needs, the spirit deals with the spiritual needs, and the mind may work together with the brain for intellectual needs. All these areas cover a wide scope. We may not discuss them right now here, but we may come back to some of them at a later stage. So we will just proceed at looking at some of the attitudes that people may have. Let's start by talking about attitudes. Attitudes come from within, and they make us behave in certain ways. They are reflected in our daily living, they are reflected in the careers we choose, they are reflected in the way we respond to other people, and they can be divided as positive and negative. For example, within the positive attitudes we find positive thinking, people who are success-oriented, determination, decisiveness, interest, creativity, optimistic, motivation, inspiration, self-esteem, confidence, thinking constructively, and many more. This list is just a small list. It doesn't represent everything that can be positive attitude. When it comes to the negative attitude, it's just like the opposite of the positive attitude, and we may find negative thinking, we may find failure-oriented, we may find hesitation, indecisiveness, showing very little interest in things, not being very creative, pessimistic, unmotivated, and sometimes uninspired. People may have very low self-esteem, and sometimes they may show some diffidence, and at times they may have destructive way of thinking, and many more still. The list can be expanded to so many other aspects. And as I mentioned earlier, attitudes come from within, and then they are reflected or exemplified outwardly. When it comes to skills and abilities, they can be as many, as diverse as there are different types of people. And when I talk about being skilled or being able to do something, it doesn't matter whether you've gone through the formal training to be able to do something, or you've gone through informal training, or it's something that you are talented in doing, or it's something that you've seen other people do and you want to do. Skills and abilities are diverse and many, and we can start maybe by looking at the kind of jobs we have, the kind of careers we choose. As many as they are there, you can be able to choose whatever kind of skill or whatever kind of thing you think you're able to do, and then from that basis you can start improving. And if you have the right attitude towards whatever kind of skills and abilities you have, then you can be able to change them or improve them to the level where you feel you're doing a satisfactory job. If you can remember from the very first time at the beginning of the program, we said people seek to be self-fulfilled or self-satisfied in whatever they are doing, and that's what we are aiming. So wherever you're looking at your skills and abilities, try to deal with the skills and abilities that you're comfortable with, something that you can do with ease, something that you're willing to develop as time goes by. We have briefly seen the attributes that make a person: the spirit, the body, and the mind. We've also seen the kind of attitudes that some people can have, or generally the human beings do have, the positive and the negative attitudes. And then we've looked at the kind of skills and abilities that we can have, maybe from our jobs and any talents that we have. Then we can come to the next level and see, how do we change, how do we develop these skills, and how do we combine all these aspects to be able to move to the next level. One would be by gathering the necessary information, and sometimes by cooperating with others. And then in participating, we can also be able to find the areas where we need to improve. Supporting one another, or being supported, is equally important. And then there's some kind of influence that happens when we look at people, or when we work with other people, or when we look around the communities in which we live. We can be able to be affected or being influenced by other people, or we can influence other people as well. Then there's the level of motivation. We need to be self-motivated, as well as when we learn how to motivate others, so that the cycle continues. To be able to expand on this topic further, next time we will be looking at how to get started on the process of change, and maybe the continuous process of change and the benefits of change. Maybe we will start by having a specific objective, and then follow through that to be able to see step by step how we can go through the stages of change, and how our attitude or how our skills and abilities affect everything that we are. And until next time, thank you for listening, and it's goodbye from me for now. Bye.